Hey folks, got another Clean Water Systems instructional video for you today. Today we're going to discuss our Series 9510 Commercial Backwash Filter System setup. This would include carbon, sediment, and Pro-Ox media. So before we get started, here in our test lab, we went ahead and plumbed this up in 1.5 inch PVC. Basically, this system is going to be used for a small apartment complex or a large home with a lot of bathrooms. This is a commercial size system. So again, we went with 1.5 inch. We have an inlet and an outlet isolation valve, and also an inlet and outlet of the tank, as well as a bypass. We also have an inlet and outlet pressure gauge. And these are kind of important with these bigger systems, just so you can monitor your delta P across the filter. It'll help you with your trying to figure out how often you need to backwash and etc. So you want to make sure you're in a place out of sunlight, dry, level. If you are going to go ahead and sweat copper or anything like that, go ahead and have all of your systems done prior to starting your setup of your tank. You don't want to ever sweat copper fittings directly onto the valve. And another thing is, on your drain line, you want to always make sure that's flexible and preferably clear, so you can see your rinse and your backwash filter. So, and I'll explain that in a bit. So once you get your tank out of the box, if you're using carbon media, go ahead and grab up 3 to 5 gallons of water with about a half a cup of household bleach. Go ahead and put it into your cylinder and swash it around and rinse it out. That just helps disinfect the tank since you broke into your plumbing. If you're using Pro-Ox or Chemsorb, we'll go ahead, you can soak it after the media is installed. Basically the bleach helps activate those medias, and it doesn't do anything for the carbon. So at this point, before you go any further, go ahead and rinse and disinfect your tank. So along with the tank, you're going to receive your D-tube. This goes down to the center of the tank. This is the end that fits down in the base. Basically what you're going to want to do is get this guy put into the tank. And you need to make sure it's centered and down where the top of the tube is flush with the top of the tank. So in one of your boxes, you're going to have your control valve. Basically, it consists of your control valve. You will have your power supply, your drain line flow control valve. Normally you see all of these. We will send the one that you need for this, but basically it goes into this port with one of the red clips. You have 3 different size inlet and outlet ports, 1 inch, 1.25 inch, and 1.5 inch. We've chosen 1.5 inch here, so we're going to use the 1.5 inch depending on the flow you need. All of the stuff over here basically is set up for this valve. Also has a capability of being a softener valve. So all these pieces here you will not use if you receive this, if you're using this as a filter valve. This little wrench here, just to mention, fits into this thing where it advances the valve. Basically, this red button here, you push it in, it takes and runs the lever in. So this is if you're going to remove the face of this for service. So we're not going to go through that. We're just going to install today. You're going to receive either one of these type filters for your media, your instructions, and a small tube of lube for your O-rings.